as a nerd who has been playing Overwatch for a long time, since the game launch, and the nerd where grew obsessed with it and grinding the shit out of it for loot boxes, getting character for free, and now you're having a very good time since the game launch. It has created critical gameplay and commercial triumphs and some interesting story lore. Blizzard Entertainment, or Blizzard, created a lot of games and created awesome franchises that people have played a lot and admired for their cinematic peaks, even before Overwatch rolled out. Warcraft, Starcraft, Diablo, World of Warcraft, and one of the games, and people easily grew fond of it since Blizzard is good at making video games for everyone. These were the good times. Before it started to shatter, a lot of controversy happened, and awful decisions they made, and deals with greedy cash cow individuals, since they couldn't upgrade anything for Overwatch within a pathetic sequel. So, I'll be honest with you, Overwatch was the best first shooter game in history and has been very popular since the game's launch back in 2016. I have heard of that game, the way it has colorful graphics, hero-based combat, the lore story, and many more. And everyone has huge fun of this game since then. It used to be positive reception and people were pretty obsessed with it and played shit for fun, at least young kids out there who have been playing it all day and night compared to Fortnite who were too addicted. Well, not that I haven't played Overwatch until about 2019, I think, way before Echoes joined the game. And I'll say, it was pretty good when I played it for the first time without a hitch. Let us remember that Overwatch 1 used to be a great time. Everything is free, including cosmetic skins through the loot boxes, a somewhat balanced patch, a 6v6 match, and all that. Well, besides some loot boxes problem that basically gambling microtransactions and using up all the money just to find skins you really liked and deal with some shitty skins and random junk that you don't want. And some cheesy moments and cartoonish drop dialogue for humor purposes.
Enjoying the exhibit? Alright, playtime's over.
Moreover, Overwatch has been unanimously successful since the first game launch and has gathered a lot of attention through the trailer, cinematic, roster, and all that. Jeff Kaplan was a beloved developer who worked so hard in this game with the help of Overwatch and its game for an exciting event. Even Blizzard themselves too. To make it a long story short, after originally making a game called Titan and cancelling it due to failure, Blizzard had other ideas by making this game called Overwatch with a lot of creative programs with new computers and stuff, and hit wonderful success, fast gameplay, character introducing, heavily based around teamwork and tactics, lore story, and the list goes on. A lot of positive receptions when the game launched. Esports came around with exciting competitive play that people watched for entertainment and hype train of the usual easy to play, hard to master formula in it. Even won Game of the Year in Game Awards.
Overwatch.
Blah. This is taking way too long to make an origin about this game, so I recommend watching the video of some guy named Nosume on the Overwatch video. He has a better origin than me, and its rise and fall. And Blizzard as well. That said, Overwatch used to be a lovable and relevant game that everyone loved it and was a fun game. Overwatch was completely free in this game, thanks to that thing and a lot of good times. Not that it is a masterpiece or anything, but regardless, Overwatch is a charming yet good game and significant that people have gained so much interest in this game. And now, everything has changed. The loot box is gone and replaced with Battle Pass. The new skins cost Overwatch coins, okay, real money to use. Changed the 6v6 team to a 5v5 team and made the tank hero go solo. A new game mode called Push and other stuff during the time of Overwatch 2. They also announced PvE mode, which is inciting the campaign mode with new abilities and stuff that many people were hyped about. And what do we get? Nothing. Despite the announcement, Blizzard decided to delay PvE mode until further notice and hasn't worked on it yet, and immediately scraped after that like if nothing happened. In favor of cash grab shit. Well, at least, it is not that bad when the game just launches and check out more stuff and...
Holy fuck.
Skama samputa, what the fuck?
I can't get out! What the fuck? You just...
Well, except that everything about this game has massive backlashes and utter disasters with a cesspool of bugs and glitches everywhere, and the whole DOS attack was a very bad start to cause the game problem when they were excited to try out and boot it off in the middle of the match. It's been like almost a year since the game was released and changed from a $60 price to free to play, and none of the people are happy with how this game goes and inconsistency with a shitload of bugs and stuff. Understandably, they addressed that there was a DOS problem and did not have time to try to control it and overload the queue to get started. I can't see why that queue is taking a long time to enter that game and DOS is standing in their way and damaging Blizzard's server. And then have cesspit bugs everywhere like crazy, such as fast and going crazy with the ultimate move and raining rocket launcher like it's a weather warning and killing spree fast and make it OP, for the matter. And I could say the same thing for Torbjorn, who spam overload multiple times after using it once and goes crazy with it. Does anyone even bother to test this game before even released, bruh? Besides, it is truly a disaster and should not have been released within a broken-ass unfinished game and unfriendly monetization system. I don't know the fuck happens or what's going on with Overwatch 2, but it is never a good idea to launch the game with unbearable bugs and shit. Not something that overrides the original while updating. I remember Blizzard trying to make this game relevant again by announcing Overwatch 2 as a sequel and bringing out PvE mode, new abilities, and stuff. People were too excited and gained their hopes up that they were finally doing something right and making fans happy for the sake of new experience and sequel to this game. Even the director of this game explained the philosophy that this was a major decision and that he had to justify this player-first standpoint to Blizzard executives, given the current industry trend to draw in new sales. However, no matter how awesome showcases of PvE mode behind the scenes, new heroes, and a lot of promising development ahead, there is something off about Overwatch 2, since a 2-year hiatus and constantly delayed more than once and slowly developed at times. Even if Blizzard tries to have faith in them and keep their promises to bring out new features and bring early access to prove their trustworthiness, those who stop playing Overwatch out of mere boredom. To be frank, I was interested in Blizzard making Overwatch 2 to highlight the improvements and new additions, us trying to successor and be more relevant. People already have faith in this game and see how Overwatch goes, since they were already a highly anticipated sequel when they had story missions, character redesign, and so on, with a well-intended focus in developing the sequel game for a while. And then, when the game is released after all their hard work by developing the game, the first time they played it, nothing, just the same game, as Overwatch 1 and there is no new feature, and underdeveloped that never sees the light of day within lazy shit. Well, despite the changes, it is clear that rather than make something unique, they barely change anything with old features, such as adding only 3 new heroes, 1 new game mode, few new maps, and that it's during the launch. Not even daytime or weather just to tell them it's brand new. And remove a lot of content and some good measure and talk the battle pass to grind some shit. Does anyone see the difference between Overwatch 2 and Overwatch 1? Other than the feature they had? Cause I feel like this game is wanted for attention to get people back in the game after the mediocre boredom in Overwatch, and I can see this game is similar to the original with old features still and glorified updates. I could imagine if people try to play on sequel out of mere boredom and want to get back to it, only to find out that they narrowly have any features and no new mods or anything, just keep bringing the same feature and lack of creativity, and game developers tries to tell you they are currently working on it and keep lying about they actually developing the game and fall for traps. Especially to their longtime fans or kids on there to stay on their good side with lazy updates.
What the hell? I do not see the things changed. It's more like Overwatch V2.0. And wait, I need to purchase Overwatch coin with my real money? And also to play PvE mode, I have to pay $15 separately? And it includes only 3 missions?
Seriously, Overwatch 2 is definitely not a sequel to this game. This is literally the generic update version of Overwatch 1.0. Top to love this game the way Blizzard had little time to develop the game for new stuff and magically released it on unfinished games. They must have thought it a good idea to remove the first game and replace it with Overwatch 2 with the free-to-play status quo with the broken, buggy, and unrewarding mess that Overwatch 1 was. So, what is the point of Blizzard making a sequel to this game when it clearly doesn't look like a sequel, and haven't worked on Overwatch 2 yet for the game launch with unfinished shit before bringing out a new feature for their fans? It doesn't make sense. As far as I can tell, Blizzard making a half-ass excuse to make the same ones and barely have any ideas for new feature and get what they want for money in favor of shitty reskinning and shit. Not only that, but they lack creativity and remove some of the content that they care little about other stuff, including Assault mode, even if they did bring it back, I guess. Also, another thing is that despite reworking one of the characters they built, they didn't bother to change everything else to upgrade new abilities and neglected new stuff or anything that took low effort and remained the original design based on a weapon and so. The worst example of this is Ursa, who brings out new abilities and ultimate, and even replacing reload ammo with automatic weapons as the long not to reach overheated. Despite reworking Ursa, they never bothered to design other stuff, including staff and the exact same thing as default Ursa's skin. No idea why. It appears they have no interest in changing the design of Ursa's staff in different skins. They came here, changed her abilities, and upgraded some powerful tank roles, and that was it. What kind of rework did they have with nothing changes on her staff? The game is so underdeveloped right there the way Overwatch 2 delayed all the development with their ideas in favor of the money cash grab and attempt to assure you that Overwatch 2 is a sequel to this game and falling for false advertisements just to gain their trust and no sign of changing or anything they have left. They say Overwatch 2, but again, it is basically an updated version instead of a sequel and too lazy to build anything and focuses in the battle pass for the sake of money shit in prioritizing profit over quality.
Wendy, mark up those prices. The higher the better. Higher! Bleed 'em dry!
Yeesh, Uncle Stan. It's like when you look at tourists, all you see are wallets with legs.
That's not true.
Speaking of Battle Pass I mentioned sometimes, let's make it interesting that the thing just rolls out after launches. In case you don't know what Battle Passes are, at least you're probably living under a rock or something. The Battle Pass is a type of monetization approach that provides additional content for a game usually through a tiered system, rewarding the player with in-game items for playing the game and completing specific challenges. It is inciting pay to win. No matter how much money earn point and XP in simple daily or whatever, you can constantly be grinding just to get skins, weapon, emote, character, and so on. And earn a lot of XP once you have finished that daily, lifetime, season, and so on, for the mission list or the party group to gain more money and stuff. Sound intriguing, right? Well, maybe not, considering Battle Pass is a gigantic mistake to bring this here. Allow me to explain why I think that. You see, Battle Pass contains money grabbing and has no uniqueness of implementation of monetization compared to Overwatch 1. At least there are a lot of cosmetic skins, where you may get the coolest skins you have ever had, as the long you buy season passes, so you grind all kinds of stuff anytime, anywhere you want. Except for one problem, Battle Pass is a deliberately misleading reward. And I'll say, you constantly grinding for coins through the Battle Pass system in order to buy something for the skins, and so no matter which daily, challenge mission, competitive and so, they barely earn more coins and herbs trying to get more coins for the skin. In other words, there is Overwatch daily weekly, and it may gonna be very tough to complete a simple daily per week. Basically, one goal complete gives you 10 coins, 2 completed goals give you 20, and 3 goals give you 30 coins. So, 3 goals completed give you 60 coins per week. The only way to complete weekly challenges is without simply buying Overwatch coins, and that is pretty much it. Nothing else. That you give only 60 coins after completing weekly challenges and walk away and leave it to overpriced shit that you couldn't afford to. That's a load of wasting challenges with poor currency and low payout for pointless challenges. I was expecting more coins that people gain more money, like how loot boxes boost up money and can buy skins or anything they want. But even after completing the daily week, the game only takes 120 hours to play a lot during the whole event in different challenges. That is illogical how the weekly challenge is damaging people's experience and gives you literal table scraps for currency. And did you know how long you complete weekly? Well, you guessed it. 17 weeks to get that 60 coins per week. This is outrageous, how the currency system goes, and this game making you fucking suffer into playing this with cash grab money for the sake of earning currency. Let's see some comparison of how Battle Pass currency works for Overwatch 2, since they don't have any premium currency coin, or how XP faster and grind a lot for more skins and some shit. Sure, some games like Apex Legends, Rogue Company, Fall Guys, Call of Duty Warzone, and even Fortnite implemented Battle Pass monetization, and it run awfully. But at least, they can gain more XP once they complete any daily and anytime, anywhere once you win a game or complete a task. Mostly for the Apex Legends case. Heck, even earn more and faster coins than Overwatch 2, the way it doesn't take too long to grind more and slowly earn ones, no matter how many times you complete tasks per week, daily, or whatever. That's how the game works for the Battle Pass system. But yeah, you definitely need urges to grind out Overwatch coins once you complete daily per week to complete this and earn more coins slowly before the 8-month period. Otherwise, good luck try begging someone, especially your parent or roommate, for money to buy shit for the skins and so.
Spare change. Spare change, ma'am.
The worst part about this game is that, whenever the new character trailer happens, you can only play the new character. If only you have to grind through the Battle Pass just to play that character, considering this is premium only and you barely afford to buy that shit. Otherwise, if you don't want to buy it and stick to free ones, then good luck, because it is gonna take a long ass time to reach it and play the new character. Incinerating Blizzard decided to make people suffer and unplayable with unfair battle passes and took a long period of time to get a new character out of desperation. Essentially, Blizzard doubles down constantly to make it more interesting by getting the character put premium once a character reveal happens, and gleefully put long ass tier in the battle pass and locked out so they can either buy the battle pass season or stick around free ones with 49 hours or something to unlock new heroes. What's more, once you equip something for your profile, you're not allowed to unequip it and stick around for the rest of your life. No idea why they have to be locked out after equipping. Oh, and it gets worse when you are new to Overwatch and never played the first ones. Then good luck, because you have to play every game just to get all the characters. Otherwise, if you want to get the other character quickly and play one of them anytime, you have to pay for it. In the bright side, it's only $4.99 along with Overwatch 1500 credits and a few skins. That sounds cool, right? Well, that doesn't make up for anything that Blizzard forced you to buy all new character and one of them, if you haven't completed previous seasons. And as a matter of fact, Overwatch credits cost in real life money, as mentioned, and force you to use Overwatch coins and you barely gain ones, no matter how much time you grind, whether quick play, competitive, arcade, and yada yada yada. Cosmetic skins and shit are no longer free and urge you to buy something in the shop. And it gets really engaging that one of the skins ended up overpriced that you barely could afford it that much with barely having yellow coins that much. And don't think you can actually get mixed together with Overwatch legacy currency, because it doesn't do shit and rely on Overwatch currency, not legacy ones. And there is no way in hell to get more legacy credits in Overwatch 2 if you're just shy of being able to purchase a new skin, and you just have to find a different way to spend them. You're telling me that you can earn Overwatch coins during the battle passes and pretty much pay for more stuff in real life to boost up more, but not legacy ones, while making god-awful microtransactions and leaving people to earn less and less currency after completing daily, weekly, and so? That is so bizarre and embarrassing. Earn coins like they did some jobs by mowing the lawn or something. Oh wait, there's more. Whenever some cool skins have the discount sale percentage you wanted, there is something suspicious about the skin when overpriced and attempting to make a good deal of less percent coins to convince them to save money and tell them it's brand new despite some shitty recolor skins and stuff. It could be very risky with that overpriced still and waiting for an opportunity to rob your ass for money in bundles disguise, since they can't sell skin in its bundle themselves. If you think you can buy off the deal at a discount percentage and walk away, then good luck trying to get one, considering not only it is never a bargain to begin with shady overpriced, but also both your real money and coin ended up stolen with borderline. Utterly. Scam. Goddamn. The battle pass and the shop is a joke to this game with greedy money grabbers. Rely on Overwatch coins and deal with scams that you can't afford and lie to you about saving money for skins and shit. Therefore, in addition to that, Blizzard has a paywall against poor people and won't let them play it in favor of rich people, plus they act like it doesn't exist for some odd reason, even supposedly it's a free online game. A most intriguing example is that, despite explicitly announcing that the game is now free to play since the game's launch, Blizzard makes you use phones in order to hop on Overwatch to play the game. Don't bother using prepaid phones to use it, that probably not gonna work for whatever reason. They expect you to have something big and something big area and other stuff, including a mansion to own this, to enter the game. If you live in an apartment, your parent or roommate's house, or pretty much a small or medium house and less than that, then don't play it, since it doesn't do jack shit if you have no requirement for access to Overwatch 2. It is totally unfair for people who just want to play Overwatch 2 without using phones. Also, there is a 50% chance of stealing your information and getting really risky once you use your phone to play any games that involve Blizzard's works, not just Overwatch. And apparently, Blizzard openly hates poor people and force them to use their phone to play the game and pay shit combined, thus proving themselves a greedy cash fest. This makes games like Paladins look like a saint, when Hi-Res Studios doesn't force others to use phones or anything greedy. At least, this game is free and they can play anytime they want and play it for fun. Well, regardless, this game had cesspit bugs for quite a long time and they barely fix it much, given they focus on a lot of shitty skins, new characters, and so on. Even unbalanced the way they give certain characters to powerful solely because of their looks. I already made a video of Paladins years ago, so I doubt I have a long conversation and that video is kinda awful. But it was worth it and kind of gave a second chance, I guess. Without shitty battle pass-ish. The point is that matchmaking and ranked systems are pretty tedious and god-awful. Plus, this game is so unbalanced, and most of the characters either weaker or too powerful. Mainly, most of the tanks roll cases the way they are too overpowered and have them go solo for the rest of the gameplay since launch. But don't think that's going to save them. That player willingly plays more than one tank in open queue roleplay and ruin all their fun. From what I understand, the Overwatch team was intended to have single tank roles, given they are way too strong for them. That way they have to balance out a bit for the team, between one tank, 2 damages, and 2 healers. Even the whole GOAT meta issue was constantly playing 3 tanks and 3 healers and desperately trying to win and come here to gloat other people's faces for shit. However, putting 5v5 is a terrible mistake and made roles queue even more unplayable once you have weaker characters like Doomfist on your team, thus costing the game faster and dealing with some OP tanks like Orisa, Reinhardt, Zarya, and even D.Va. Don't help that Sojourn, who is one of the best damage in the game, considering she is painfully most overpowered and has a lot of top rank and barely nerf her that much, since Blizzard sure loves to make her too powerful and makes a lot of players suffer from this. Also, the ranked system is a pretty buggy and broken impediment, and I don't think this is how the ranked system works when they play competitive mode like this. To compensate, the Overwatch to ranked system will increase or decrease your rank placement with every 5 wins or 15 losses in each match, and you may be ranked up once you win every match based on your performance in matches. No matter how many times you played, at least 5 times straight, and lose 1 game or 2, it is just there for progress and hasn't ranked up above bronze or silver and is stuck with the current rank. Dominating or not, the game does not care that you have to win 5-0 and don't expect to be ranked up, since there is no second chance after 1 loss. They constantly keep playing every match in competitive mode, and it is not ranking up properly. It gets worse when the bronze player magically ranks up to the Grandmaster somehow despite coming here to play competitive mode for the first time after 5 wins straight. Even a lack of transparency and fairness can be demoralizing for players who are working hard to improve. Also, you'll need to earn a skill rating in what's called placement matches that you have to play hard, more skills to play competitively. If you have less than that, then you get nothing. Whatever it is, the rank system is absolute garbage and broken as hell. And it is painfully anxious when it comes to this, by the way. Stats do not matter, just win and lose, and nothing else. Also, why does Blizzard remove the Fast Pass queue system after the launches? People have to use Ticket Fast Pass a lot and magically disappear and force them to wait in line after picking roles. What the actual hell is wrong with you, bruh? In a positive note, I could give some credit that some balanced patches actually work and balanced revamp that they haven't buffed the character property and stuck in the generic same move and same model for once. Such as Bridget, who hasn't balanced for a long time since, and Blizzard have other ideas in their mind by having her reworked and more powerful during her ultimate move. Pretty cool, huh? Doomfist was changed from the damage roll to the tank roll, whereas his rework has mentioned her abilities and ultimate changes with her staff. Even with this kind, Moria is able to vanish and still use Kamehameha's move during her ultimate move. And that color armor tracer's cosmetic skin she has is kinda cool. They may have brought back summer event after repeating the same game event and the same shit over and over again, such as Halloween ones like Junkenstein's Revenge. It is pretty fun to play and only for a last before it goes back to a boring game mode. I don't know about you, but Winston's Beach Volleyball is the most interesting game mode and finally has something exciting for once. And let's not forget removing CC, that you don't have to worry about hang up by a player once you got stunned or something and brought back to on fire meter after it is strangely removed from the first game with undeveloped ones for bizarre reasons. I give them credit, and I appreciate their best effort and did the right things. But regardless, it is still painfully imbalanced, broken, and laziness is not that good enough. And am I the only one who considers Flashpoint mode should stick to a crate mode only rather than the main game mode for both quick play and competitive with Copycat's game mode? By the way, I find that game mode painfully boring and unfun as shit. The same goes for Push. I was never a fan of that game mode in the slightest. Oh, I forgot to mention in the beginning, as I said, the VM mode was announced and people were excited to play it, only it got cancelled after more than one delay. And the whole idea of making PvE hero mode is scraped and have little time working on it and never brought up again, apparently. Much to people's dismay. In the flip side, they eventually launched a new game mode of PvE mission instead, so you're free to play it. As long as you have to pay for it in $50, thus infuriating the entire gaming community, no matter how cheap it is. So, after all the promises, after all these years that developers work so hard to make an incredible game for Overwatch, all the stuff is down to drain like a toilet and let everyone down, no thanks to fucking greediness. And what is the point of free-to-play with nothing but another scam that Blizzard forces others to pay shit and lead to falling for their traps, whenever price change fees and rob their real money and give them a big fuck you to your faces? At some point, this game is slowly dying way faster than Overwatch 1, and it's beyond repair because of it. Thanks to Blizzard's greediness and did something shady decisions, Overwatch 2 is a complete scam money hungry, and it's complete shit nowadays. Not only it's painfully unplayable with a cesspit of glitches and bugs, terrible balancing, and greed after Battle Pass rolls out, but it is getting ridiculous that the game ruined the experience and backfired horribly after the god-awful launch. Not helping that Overwatch is anti-consumer with unbearable prices that take money off the table shit. They accept that the game is not fun anymore, glory days have vanished, and people are so done with this game and its Blizzard as a whole. And honestly, I was getting bored with this game too, considering a lot of repetitive content, hungry money, and wasted a lot of time, and even one of those peeps of mine either stopped playing or lost interest in that game. Even former Overwatch players. So, what can I say? Overwatch 2 rating drops faster than the first ones and turns into irrelevant boredom and cash cow. Us, Blizzard only makes themselves look good and lies to their fans non-stop whenever they have a promising future and keep delaying their ideas. I can see why Jeff Kaplan left Blizzard and the Overwatch team due to disagreement and the incident happened. Even a lot of laid off for a multitude of reasons. And Overwatch 2 easily became the worst first shooter game from what I have seen online, and people angrily express how disappointed and going downhill since Overwatch 2 launched and overwhelmingly considered unplayable and unbroken scammed. So much for the free-to-play experience alongside early access and its sequel in this game but shitty battle pass, straight up paid to win system and obsession with money. I thought Pyra's Studio and Electronic Arts are bad enough for a shitty game before Overwatch does with shady prices for skins and shit. Scraping the PvE mode and forcing them to pay the mission mode is one thing, but the way battle pass comes around, SMS protection is required, they still haven't fixed the game problem, etc. Proof to be this game is overwhelming and it's the death of the Overwatch. No thanks to greedy scumbag. What a disgraceful company they are. One of these days that Overwatch used to be the glory days when there were a lot of decent balance patches, loot boxes, and other stuff, and was one of the most lovable games the way Overwatch wins Game of the Year and so on, and now everything is empty and truly gone. Overall, Overwatch used to be a great game and all, but I think it is time for me to go and let this shit go down due to how awful this game become and turn into a total train wreck. And I don't blame anyone who expresses how disappointing games go, and most of them just stop playing it and move on with their life in that scummy game. Well, good for them, they can go outside and hang out with some friends, family, and pretty much loved ones outside of the internet or something and do some better activities. So, if you want an actual good battle royale game, I recommended the Splatoon series. At least it doesn't have any cash grab and bullshitting battle passes and sometimes Apex Legend, as I said, can play anytime and anywhere to gain more money once they play the game and daily activities. Well, regardless, it takes a long ass time to grind that shit for the sake of getting cosmetic and open sesame in battle pass. Overwatch is not it for me, and let's hope to think this game will be ever the last one to be seen with few redeeming qualities before anything worse happens as usual. So, I hope you enjoy my video, sort of. What do you think of the Overwatch franchise these days? Did you still play Overwatch today despite Blizzard's lost causes and downfall and unbalanced games? And any story between you and Overwatch and its company? Post a comment below and I'll be happy to oblige your views. Anyhow, I have nothing to say here, and adios everyone, and I'll see you around for the next videos.
Monsieur, does this mean Overwatch is back?
No.